Welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2011. In major international news today, the Syrian military, as we speak, is invading the southern Syrian town of Hama. This is the city in which over 140 people were killed on Sunday in civil disturbance, and it seems now as if President Assad is taking the gloves off. Tanks are rolling in, armored personnel carriers, and Syrian troops. Talk about flaunting it right in the face of international outcry. President Assad seems to have no compunction whatsoever about killing his citizens in order to maintain his hold on power. Meanwhile, a little bit to the west, in a Cairo courtroom today, an odd spectacle occurred. After having led Egypt with near dictatorial control for over 30 years, former President Hosni Mubarak was wheeled into an Egyptian courtroom in a hospital gurney and then deposited in a metal cage within a courtroom. In the same metal cage with former President Mubarak were his two sons. All three men are charged with corruption and are now subjected as defendants in a court case. The spectacle was televised live throughout Egypt. Egyptians found themselves stunned and pleased in some respects to be sitting there watching their former leader in a cage strapped to a hospital gurney with his sons, who had been slated to succeed him. Very interesting development indeed. In the United States, the dust continues to settle on the landmark debt reduction bill and debt credit extension, or whatever you want to call this thing. The stock market is going up today for the first time, largely propelled by some indexes coming from ADP, Automatic Data Processing, indicating that there was in fact a slight pickup of jobs, about 115,000 during the month of July, when in fact the estimates had been thinking that only 85,000 new jobs are going to be created. Meanwhile, the human resource group Challenger Associates, I believe based in Chicago, continues to estimate that there are going to be very strong job losses in the United States, if only due to the federal government cutbacks. The economy continues to grow at a very anemic rate. Congress is out on vacation for the next 6 weeks. As Will Rogers said, in the United States, no man is safe when Congress is in session, so presumably we're safe now for the next 6 weeks. The president is going to embark on a bus tour of the U.S. Midwest that's going to last about 10 days. He's going to be attempting to shore up his base in that industrial section of the country that has been lagging far behind in whatever recovery has been being seen in the United States. Now to our main news. One of the most respected and darling of the stock analysts syndicates in London, Amlin, shocked the marketplace yesterday with a profit warning, suggested that it would be £65 million behind its pre-tax expectations for the first half of this year. It blamed the shortfall on a, quote, material increase in claims from the February New Zealand earthquake, which it said took the CAT claims bill for the first half all the way up to £314 million. Amlin said it hopes to make up some of the shortfall through increases in revenue from CAT reinsurance in the second half, although other areas of the business have contributed to a poor performance as well. Its CEO, Charles Phillips, said that the overall performance was disappointing. The performance of Amlin Corporate Insurance, which the group's been overhauling since buying it from Fortis last year, continues to disappoint investors. That's going to come up £28 million behind its first half forecast. Full interim results are due to be published at the end of August, on August 22nd. Well, one of our friends, John Berger, is in the news. One of the founders of Chubb Re and the founder of Harbor Point, who had been with Alterra, the newly merged company, with Marty Becker's firm, is leaving as CEO of Alterra's reinsurance business to pursue a new opportunity. In a statement last night, Alterra said Berger was leaving, quote, to pursue another opportunity. They also announced that Thomas Wafer, formerly the president of Alterra Re USA, has been appointed as the new CEO of reinsurance. Marty Becker said, "We appreciate all that John Berger has done to help create Alterra, to ensure the tremendous success of our merger, and to build a reinsurance team that is strong and deep. Mr. Berger said that John Berger had earned a well-deserved reputation as a fine leader in our industry. I like John Berger. He's a friend of mine. I wish him well, and I'm sure that we're going to be hearing from him again. Well, we talked about Aon a little bit yesterday. Guy Carpenter and Marsh McLennan, its owner, came out with their financial results. They posted a 5% organic growth in the second quarter as the broking operations of Marsh continued to outperform rival Aon. Now, this is a much smaller scale, keep in mind, a much smaller scale. Marsh reported a 12% increase in quarterly revenue to $1.4 billion, with 5% of this coming from underlying organic growth. Net income in the quarter ending on June 30th jumped 19% to $282 million, or 50 cents per share. A large drop in income from a discontinued operation tempered the increase in earnings. Marsh earned $3 million from discontinued operations in the past quarter, compared to $271 million from discontinued operations in the same period last year. Revenue overall jumped 12% up to $2.93 billion. Every part of the business that reports sales results showed double-digit gains, except for Guy Carpenter. The overall results were well above Wall Street's expectations. Analysts had been expecting revenue of $2.81 billion. Instead, they came in at $2.93 billion. Emily, the tropical storm, is going to weaken today, supposedly, when it hits Hispaniola, the island shared by the Dominican Republic and Haiti. It's going to dump 10 inches of rain on the island, which is not good. The Haitians just can't seem to get a break. The storm's about 180 miles southeast of Santo Domingo right now. Wind speeds are about 50 miles per hour. It's moving at about 14 miles per hour west-northwest. It is expecting that the high winds and up to 10 inches of rain, or 25 centimeters, are going to hit Hispaniola. That could trigger life-threatening flash floods and mudslides. Meanwhile, in the Pacific, Hurricane Eugene, which we haven't spoken about, is expected to weaken later today. It presents no threat to land on its current track. It's about 570 miles southwest of Baja California. It has maximum wind speeds of 115 miles per hour. That would rank Eugene as a major hurricane above Category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Well, Mike McGavick has pulled another rabbit out of his hat. Second quarter profit at XL rose 17% from last year, up to $226 million. Net income for the April through June period was up from the $191 million posted last year. This is despite cat losses of a little bit over $68 million. Surpassed analysts' expectations with operating earnings per share of 75 cents. Analysts had been expecting 47 cents per share. McGavick said XL's strong second quarter performance was built on a broad foundation, as all of our key value drivers contributed to an annualized operating return on equity of 10.3%. You've got to give him credit. He's brought that back from the dead. Yesterday, news flashed around the world about something called the Kings of Leon. I didn't know what they were, but I learned. They're an actual rock group, rock and roll, coming from England. They had a 29-day tour scheduled in the U.S. that was expected to start later this summer. That tour was canceled, apparently due to the imminent entry into rehabilitation of its lead singer for alcohol abuse. Well, that's unattributed. However, Lloyd's of London faces exposure to losses on a $15 million U.S. plus contingency policy that is apparently led by cathedral syndicates. This is going to be triggered now after the Kings of Leon announced that they were canceling their 29 dates in the U.S. We'll try to find out more about these Kings of Leon and see who else might be on that contingency policy. That's it for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.